pre-warning, this is a long video as it is a day in the life. Unfortunately for me, my alarm went off at 3 a.m. for work, which absolutely sucks. But anyways, had to get up. Of course, had cuddles with Billy and Arlo in bed before getting up and going inside to feed little Bill. I made myself a little hot chocolate, obviously got ready and everything, and by the time I was getting ready to go, it was 3:30. It was freezing, as it has been freezing every single day lately. As most will know, Victoria, it's very cold. So yeah, leaving at 3:30, and I was listening to the girls' bathroom. If you know, you know. I then arrived at work at 4:18 before I started the day on the trains. So yes, I work around trains. I got into Melbourne at 6:30. I had my breakfast, which was some toasties and a V, which is healthy as, obviously. And then I was back on my next train back to where I'm from. And it ended up being really nice halfway on the train in most places. Really pretty weather, and then, and of course got back to the depot and it was a blanket of fog. Anyways, I finished at about 12:36, I believe. So it's me walking out, going in my car. This is a 4-leaf clover that a kid gave me on a walk the other day. Some luck, I assume, so I'm keeping that with me. Got home again, said hello to Billy, who was very excited to see her mum. Ran around with her a little bit. And as you can see, it was actually quite a nice day at home, thank God, because again, the fog here barely lifts. So I was very happy that it had already lifted. Then it was time to get little EJ out because he's a little shit and he pulled his shoe off like 3 days after getting them put on. Bless my farrier for coming out and putting his shoe on and never charging me. He's the best ever. So it was time to then ride EJ, already having him out. And I also got this really exciting package from Optimus, which is a red light pad, but specifically for EJ's hock. Now, if you don't know, EJ fractured his hock like 2 years ago. He had surgery there, and I used to always wrap a red light pad around it, but always slipped down and it ended up breaking very easily. So I just never bought another one. And then this lovely lady reached out to me about her red light pads, and they literally wrap around the hock. So yeah, it was really exciting to use that. Then of course we're riding EJ. He was going around beautifully. He was very fresh this ride. I don't know if I included it all, but oh my god, he just kept spooking out bloody everything. The sounds of the dogs, the neighbours, things on the road. He's feeling it at the moment. I swear spring's come early, and this always happens to him. But otherwise he worked really nicely, doing a teeny bit of laterals and stuff like that. But yeah, this is some of the things that he kept doing. I think he did this like that many bloody times. Anyways, moving on, he still moved really nicely and was such a good boy. Really had a really good ride on him. I'm currently having car issues. However, before that, I was trying really hard to have weekly and double weekly lessons because we have Bonio, the off the track carnival, coming up in September, and I actually want to get somewhere with him for that. So yeah, we're testing out a new bit and just new approach to everything, even the flat, which is really good, and it's been really positive so far. But yeah, otherwise I'm really trying super hard to keep him in consistent work, and yeah, it's going really well and I'm loving my lessons, and he feels and looks and is really strong, so I'm very happy about that. His canter is like the biggest downfall of my life. Not his downfall, my downfall. It is so hard to sit to, I swear to God. He's such a big canter, big horse. And I always just look so terrible and so messy. But I was really happy with myself in this ride. I really dug deep to sit in the saddle. And as you see, I've been practicing, this has come from my lessons, really getting him to turn off the outside leg and rein rather than me using my inside leg and rein, which I stupidly always do when I turn, to get a really nice tight turn into the centre line, which is not easy when you're only a 60 by 20 arena. But I've been doing that a lot, and here's a little moment of him. I don't really know what was going on there. As you can see again, he's just feeling very fresh. But again, he's still doing it, and so I was really happy with that. He is a very sensitive horse, and it doesn't help that I'm wearing spurs, but at the same time, he's so dead off the leg. So kind of can't really win with him. It's either he's very sensitive or he's dead at the leg. So it's kind of got to put on only as much leg as needed. And then he was an idiot and decided to kick the bloody fence here, so that was his fault. Got the shock of his life, which is a consequence to his actions. And then he went around beautifully the next time. Thank God, because that was not great. Anyway, I'm really happy with him. He's a very good boy overall, even though he was very spooky, but I don't really care about spooks. He's just an angel. I do love him so much. So next we have Goggles. He's been going really, really well. Here's me attempting to match on him, which definitely wasn't a matching. Now, pre-warning. you will see him bobbing and ripping his head up a lot. Look, I genuinely think this is just from him being imbalanced and a baby and like kind of fighting with the bit a little bit and all that, because there is moments where he holds himself really nicely. I'm trying so hard to stay off his mouth with my hands and be so gentle, but still like any bit of pressure and he's like, fuck you. So again, pre-warning to people that don't like them, I did put the bungees on. I just feel like, I don't know why, it kind of helps him. I think because it's like not my hands trying to stabilize him, it's something below. And for some reason, he goes around a lot nicer. He doesn't get as defensive and throw up his head so much. So yes, I put on the bungees. I guess they're controversial probably for whatever reason, but it just helps me a lot. Then I can just hold my hands as steady as possible and not to worry about me on his mouth, and it can be something else. I don't know if that makes any sense, but yeah. Anyways, this is his first time doing that many pulls, so it was very messy, as you'd expect. Again, he's still bobbing his head quite a lot, but it got to a point I didn't even include it all. It was so annoying, and he was just flinging his head up so hard. And I know it's going to come with time, and he's gotten so much better, even like with the limited amount of rides we've had. I know in time it'll be less and less, and when he's stronger and better it'll be easier. But yeah, for now I just don't think there's any harm in a little training aid like that. His canter's come along so quickly. I'm so bloody proud. He's coming really good. He's happy as, and it's actually quite a big canter, similar to EJ's almost, like harder to sit to. Like it just feels really big. I know it probably doesn't look big, but I don't know, it just feels quite long. But yeah, I do really like it, and he looks really pretty and grey here. So yeah, I was very happy with him. He's going really well. Again, still deciding what to do with him. A lot of people said don't sell him, and that is a possibility that I may not. But at the same time, riding 3 horses or even 4 is going to be very hard because I still have Mav. So anyways, done with him. I went to wash him and he kept bloody trying to eat this sponge. He's done this every single day. Whilst he was soaking in purple shampoo, I fed the chooks and also made up some horse feed. Got around to doing that, and then I put everyone's rugs on, said hello to Mav, put his rug on, and then put on everyone else's rugs, aka Fig and Val, the freeloaders at the moment. And EJ, of course, my little donkey, went to go put his rug on, show you his mess of a hay. He's Billy assisting me to feed out. I'm not gonna lie, I forgot to film anything else, so hope you guys enjoy it.